How do you deal with this kind of people? Number one, educate yourself about narcissism. Educate yourself about narcissistic personality disorder. Learn everything you can about narcissists. Familiarize yourself with the signs of narcissistic personality disorder so that you can spot the narcissist easily. Educating yourself about narcissism will help you to better understand the narcissist's strengths and weaknesses so that you can be prepared to navigate any challenges that arise in that narcissistic relationship. So, to deal with a narcissist, the first step is to educate yourself about a narcissist. You can talk with a mental health professional about narcissists, or you can also read books written by mental health professionals. You can read books about narcissism. You can watch video clips, YouTube video clips about narcissism. Such a video like this one can be very useful when dealing with a narcissist. You should be able to learn the best ways of communicating with your loved one who shows signs of narcissism. Now, the second way to deal with a narcissist is to build your self-esteem. Build healthy self-esteem. That way, it will be easier for you to handle a narcissist. Engage in positive self-talk. Practice self-care. And find a healthy support system. This will help you to develop resilience and to foster your self-esteem. When you have higher self-esteem, it makes it easier to set clear boundaries. So be assertive. And it can also help you. Having high self-esteem can help you to advocate for yourself. And this is very important in maintaining a relationship with a narcissist. To deal with a narcissist, speak up for yourself. Sometimes ignoring a narcissist is not the best solution. You need to speak up for yourself. So the other way of dealing with a narcissist is to set clear boundaries. When you realize your boundaries are being crossed, you need to put consequences in place. You cannot change a narcissist, but you can put and set boundaries about the behaviors of the narcissist that you find them unacceptable to you, and communicate those behaviors clearly to the narcissist. You should try and enforce those boundaries rather than making idle threats or ultimatums to ensure that you are being taken seriously. To deal with a narcissist, practice skills to keep calm. In short, try to be cool, calm, and collected. Try to practice skills like deep breathing, meditation. It will help you to remain calm and to avoid reacting when interacting with a narcissist. Find a support system. If you can't avoid the narcissist, try to build up your healthy relationships and support network of people. Spend too much time in a dysfunctional relationship and you'll find yourself emotionally drained. So in short, don't spend a lot of time with a narcissist because you'll be drained emotionally, mentally. So you need to have a strong support system of trusted friends and trusted family members. Rekindle old friendships and try to nurture new ones. Get together with family members more often. So if you have a social circle which is smaller than you'd prefer, try and take a class. Try to do a new hobby. Be active in your community. Do some volunteer work for a local charity. Do something that allows you to meet more people that you feel comfortable with. When you spend more time with a narcissist, it makes it hard to remember what a healthy relationship feels like. So, to deal with a narcissist, insist on immediate action, not promises. Narcissists are masters at making promises. That is future faking. They'll promise to do something. They'll promise to do what you want, and they'll not do that thing that you want. They'll promise heaven, but they'll give you hell. Narcissists are insincere about their promises. When they promise you something, it's always for their selfish interests. So, to deal with a narcissist, understand that they also need professional help. They are sick in the head. Dealing with a narcissist, you need to know that you also need help. Because being in a narcissistic relationship is a full-time job. It can take a toll on your own mental and physical health. You'll find yourself with symptoms of anxiety, depression, or unexplained physical ailments. So reach out to family members, to friends, and call your support system into service. Don't go it alone. So when it's time to move on from that narcissistic relationship, you'll see signs of abusive nature in that narcissistic relationship, such as name calling, insults, patronizing, public humiliation, yelling, threatening, jealousy, accusations. Some other warning signs include blaming you for everything that goes wrong. The narcissist will monitor your movements or attempt to isolate you. They'll tell you how you really feel or should feel. They'll routinely project their shortcomings onto you. They'll deny things that are obvious to you, or they'll attempt to gaslight you. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist, the narcissist is always the victim. But why? Now, being in a relationship with a narcissist is a tough job. It is very difficult for many reasons. And one of the reasons is because of the fact that a narcissist will play the victim card. The narcissist will usually become the victim when you disagree with them, when you argue with them, when they're requesting things from you. They will always play the victim card. And you know what? Playing the victim card is a narcissist form of manipulation. The narcissists love playing the victim to manipulate you. You see, self-pity makes a narcissist feel powerful. They feel like a hero. Remember, narcissists are very arrogant people. They have this grandiose sense of self. And they very often can't look beyond themselves. They believe they are more important than everybody else. They're special and unique. So when they feel self-pity and play the victim, it acts as a substitute for that lack of authentic self-worth. When the narcissist plays the victim card, it makes them the mistreated and the misunderstood hero in a story that is all about them. Remember, narcissists are selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed individuals. It's always about me, me, me with them. So, playing the victim card, it plays on the narrative that their needs are the most important because they've previously not been met, or that they've been wronged somehow in the past. The narcissists, in a way, they believe their own role because it contributes to their belief that they deserve to be given the most attention and respect. Why does the narcissist play the victim? It's also because it guilt trips you into taking their side. Everyone supports the hero in a movie, in a story. Everyone roots for the main star, the starring of the movie. So if your narcissistic partner plays the victim card, that is, if they play the hero of the story, of the movie, most likely you'll side with them. And that means the narcissist will get what they want. And you'll end up feeling sidelined and very, very, very guilty. To combat these feelings, you will try to overcompensate, whether in terms of positive affirmation or agreeing to things you normally would not agree to. So if you feel guilty, if you've been guilt-tripped by the narcissist through the victim, playing the victim card, most likely you let the narcissistic partner, your narcissist, win, because anything else leaves you feeling incredibly guilty. Remember, with a narcissist, it is either yes or no. It's either black or white. There is nothing in between. So with the narcissist, it's either you are on their side or you are against them. There's no middle ground. And if you're against the narcissist, they can manipulate you into thinking that that's the wrong side to be on. And that means if they are the hero, then you become the villain. Now, the other reason why the narcissist plays the victim card, it's because it turns the tables round on you. If you are the villain in this narrative, in this story, then the narcissist, being the hero, will justify why they're abusing you. To them, they've accused you that you don't have the moral high ground. And this makes it very difficult to state your case or voice your opinions. So if you try to stand up for yourself by, for instance, calling the narcissist out for mistreating you, for abusing you, for manipulating you, then they may respond with the fact that they can't help it. They'll say that you should be more understanding. Now, the other reason why the narcissist plays the victim card is to get attention from you. If there's one thing the narcissist loves most, is constant attention. And by them being the victim, it gives them the necessary attention they crave for. It will make people around the narcissist want to help them because they're playing the victim. People will want to do things for them. People will want to comfort them. People will want to build them up. They may direct anger and blame towards you unjustifiably. And this makes it even more difficult to see things the way they are. So, if you're wondering why does the narcissist play the victim card, it's because they want to blame you. They want to be seen as right. Remember, the narcissist believes they're always right and you're always wrong. To make things appear that way, they behave like the victim here. They'll blame you for everything that goes wrong. They'll blame you for the failure of that relationship. They blame you for everything that is not working. They'll accuse you of even doing things that you never did. They'll even play the victim card by accusing you of cheating, while in reality they're the ones who cheated on you. By playing the victim and accusing you, blaming you, they're trying to control you, to manipulate you. The narcissists play the victim card to punish you, to teach you a lesson. They do that because you said no to them, because you rejected them, you abandoned them. So they play the victim card to make life difficult for you, to make things tough for you. How dare you reject them? So they punish you by playing the victim card. The narcissist will play the victim card to project on you. They play the victim card to accuse you of the things they're doing. They're cheating on you and they're accusing you of cheating. They're lying to you and they'll accuse you of lying. The narcissist plays the victim card because they want to destroy you. When the narcissist destroys you, they are happy. If they hurt you, they are happy. If they cause pain to you, they are happy. If you are crying, the narcissist is happy and laughing inside them. Because you being in pain, you hurting, makes it easy for the narcissist to manipulate you. It makes it easy for the narcissist to control you and to play games with you. When you talk about a narcissist, you're talking about someone who's self-absorbed, someone with entitled behavior. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self-importance. They crave constant admiration, constant attention, constant validation, constant praise, recognition, reassurance, acknowledgement from others. Now, when you talk about these narcissists who are very arrogant, they lack empathy, They prioritize themselves. They use and discard others. It's all about me with the narcissist. When we talk about these people who have this inflated sense of self-importance, people who have a grandiose sense of self, they believe they're superior to others. Who do they target? The narcissist targets individuals who they perceive as weak or vulnerable because they are more likely to be able to control them and manipulate them. Narcissists target individuals that they perceive as a threat to their sense of superiority. These are the people who are successful or confident. So it's very important to note that narcissists' main aim is to crush you, to crush their victim, to hurt you, to destroy their victims. And there are certain traits they look for in their victims. Number one, they need people who are forgiving. They target forgiving people. They look for victims who are forgiving, people who will overlook their mistakes. Narcissists know that forgiving people are easy to manipulate and control because they are less likely to hold the narcissist accountable for their actions. The narcissist also looks for victims that are suffering from unhealed trauma. They look for victims who have unhealed trauma because these people are more vulnerable and they are easier to control. Victims with unhealed trauma have low self-esteem and they are more likely to put up with the narcissist's abuse. The narcissists, they target people who are highly empathetic. They look for victims who are highly empathetic because they are more likely to put the narcissist's needs before their own. Empathetic people are less likely to see the narcissist's flaws and they are more likely to make excuses for their behavior. Narcissists are loyal. They look for victims that are loyal. The narcissists, they target loyal people. And this is because they want someone who will always be there for them. The reason why the narcissists love loyal people is because they know that loyal people are less likely to leave the narcissist. Even if they are mistreated, even if the narcissist abuses them, they know they will not leave them. Again, narcissists, they target people who have low self-esteem. They look for victims who have low self-esteem because these are the people who are easier to manipulate and control. Victims with low self-esteem, they are more likely to believe that they deserve the abuse and less likely to leave the narcissist. The narcissist also targets people who are overly accommodating. These are people who are easier to manipulate and control. Generally, victims who are overly accommodating are more likely to put up with the narcissist's manipulative behavior. Again, narcissists love people who take responsibility for everything. Because these are people who are easier to manipulate and control. Victims who take responsibility for everything are less likely to blame the narcissist for their behavior. So, the narcissists are said to be master manipulators, and they will use tactics such as gaslighting, blame shifting, and denial to maintain their power and control over their victims. In a narcissistic relationship, the victim is often blamed for everything that goes wrong, while the narcissist takes no responsibility for their actions. The narcissist may also project their flaws onto their victim, making them feel flawed and inferior. Narcissists lack empathy and compassion. And they will exploit their victims' weaknesses and fears to maintain their control. They will use their victims' insecurities to make them feel dependent on them, or they may use their victims' strengths to make themselves look better. Remember, narcissists are master manipulators, and they are very controlling. They will try to isolate their victims from their family and friends. They will also try to control their victims' finances and other aspects of their life. Again, narcissists, they believe they are superior to others, but they have a very high opinion of themselves and their abilities. They belittle their victims, and they always make people feel that they are not good enough. Remember, narcissists need constant attention, constant admiration, constant praise, admiration, constant validation from their victim. And they will swing into narcissistic rage. They'll become very angry or abusive if they don't receive that constant admiration and constant attention. So how do you detach yourself from a narcissist if you are in a relationship with one? You can acknowledge the abuse. If you need to detach yourself from a narcissist, start by acknowledging that you've been abused. Sometimes it's very difficult because narcissists are master manipulators. They'll even manipulate their victim to believe that they are the problem. The other way of detaching yourself from a narcissist is acknowledging the abuse. Acknowledge that you've been abused. Then also practice self-care. Take care of yourself. It is very important when detaching from a narcissist. Get enough sleep, eat healthy, exercise, or even practice mindfulness. Engaging in activities that bring you joy and spending time with people who support you is very important. When you talk about the DARVO, this is an acronym that stands for deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. Deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. DARVO. That's a manipulative tactic that narcissists use to avoid taking responsibility for their actions, and they shift the blame onto their victims. DARVO, D-A-R-V-O. Many narcissists, they love using this controlling tactic called DARVO. Because we know narcissists are master manipulators. They're selfish, self-centered, egocentric, egotistic individuals. They lack empathy. They are very arrogant. They need constant attention, constant admiration, constant validation from you. They use DARVO as a psychological abusive tactic. DARVO impacts the physical, mental, and emotional health of the family members, friends, and colleagues who are victimized by it. So when the narcissists use DARVO, D-A-R-V-O technique, it allows them to control everything about their victim, and it helps and allows the narcissist to avoid accountability for their behavior. Now, what is DARVO all about? So, knowing the definition of DARVO is one thing, but understanding what signs to look out for in your relationship with a narcissist is another. So, if you want to know a narcissist is manipulating you using the DARVO technique, first of all, try and identify the word D, that is denial in the DARVO. The narcissist will constantly and adamantly deny being wrong, and they won't acknowledge any wrong behavior. When a narcissist is using this DARVO tactic, they will not only say that they are not abusive, but they will minimize your feelings. They'll deny being abusive, and at the same time they'll minimize your feelings. They'll tell you that it's not a big deal what they're doing to you. They'll say that you're exaggerating things, you're making too much of this or that. So in short, they will deny the wrong behavior and its impact on you. That is the D in DARVO. Then the A in DARVO, that is attack. The narcissist will become aggressive. They will argue that they're not in the wrong. They will also try to cast doubt on you as the person who is questioning their behavior. They will not accept responsibility for abusing you. They will actively work to make things look like you are the one who is in the wrong. You see, when the narcissist is using the darvo, that is the A, to attack you, they will attack that credibility that you have, the character, the motives that you have. They will use insults. They'll verbally insult you. They'll threaten you. They will gaslight you. They'll use all manipulation tactics to discredit you, their victim, in any accusation about the abuse. Now, the R in darvo is called the reverse victim. The abuser or the narcissist will try to switch roles. They'll argue that they're the real victim, and they'll make you, the victim, look like the offender. So this is the reverse victim and offender tactic. They'll claim to be unfairly accused. The narcissist then will accuse you to cover up your own behavior. They'll try to shift blame to you, to be seen in a more positive light, while at the same time they'll be inflicting mental and emotional pain on you, despite the abuse that they've already inflicted in you. They will continue gaslighting you. The narcissist will make their victim wonder if they are crazy. They'll question their reality. They'll think that they'll think or doubt what they are experiencing. They'll not even be sure if it's abuse or something else. They will deflect, and they'll try to switch gears and remove attention from the problematic behavior. So, when the narcissist denies their actions, when they attack the person confronting them, when they flip the roles of victim and offender, the narcissist is effectively redirecting attention away from their own actions and causing doubt in their victims' claims. So when the narcissist denies their actions, they attack the person confronting them, and they flip the roles of victim and offender. They redirect attention away from their own actions, and this causes doubt in the victim's claims. Therefore, the psychology behind this darvo is rooted in a strong need for self-preservation and control. The narcissist will often employ this strategy to protect their ego and maintain their desired self-image at all costs. So, how do you know that darvo has taken place? In short, what is the impact of darvo technique used by the narcissist? Because there must be intended results by the narcissist when they use this darvo technique. When the narcissist uses the darvo technique on you, you'll be seen as less believable. And the narcissist will be seen as less abusive and less responsible. Darvo negatively impacts the victim's mental health because they internalize the false narrative that they are the perpetrator and that the problems in the relationship or abuse are their fault. The victims will convince themselves that they are the cause of their own mistreatment, leading to feelings of self-blame and self-doubt. In short, darvo negatively impacts the victim's mental health because they internalize the false narrative that they are the perpetrators and that the problems in the relationship or abuse are their fault. Being subjected to repeated manipulation through darvo technique can lead to anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, self-doubt, a sense of powerlessness. And narcissistic abuse syndrome is also another effect or result of darvo. The victim that is going through the darvo technique will develop this pseudo identity or personality that echoes and repeats the narcissist's false self. That is their grandiose narrative of themselves. Darvo survivors mostly will experience post-traumatic stress disorder. This Darvo technique or Darvo abusive behavior can leave the victims of the narcissist feeling isolated and unable to cope, especially when reversing the victim and offender leads to continual cycle of abuse. So, to protect yourself against the Darvo technique used by the narcissist, you first of all need to educate yourself about Darvo. Educate yourself about the narcissist manipulative tactics. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with an animal, a demon, a con artist, a thief, a pathological liar. A narcissist lacks empathy. They are very arrogant human beings. They use others for their own selfish gains. They're selfish, self-absorbed, self-centered, egocentric, egotistic individuals who only think about their stomach. They only think about themselves. It's always about me, 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 me with a narcissist. They take and take and take. A narcissist's main mission is to hurt you, to punish you, to destroy you. They need constant attention, constant validation, constant admiration, praise, acknowledgement, reassurance, recognition from you. Now, what is the narcissist's biggest fear? One of the biggest fears of a narcissist is exposure. If you try to expose the narcissist, they will shake. They will be very fearful. They'll be scared of you. They will do anything to protect their reputation. The narcissists do not want anyone to know who they really are. Narcissists don't want people to know how abusive they are behind closed doors. Narcissists don't want people to know that they are toxic. They don't want people to know that they are controlling. Some people will go to any lengths to not let the public know what they are truly capable of. So please be careful who you expose, because some narcissists can be extremely dangerous when you try to expose them, because they have this fake reputation, and that fake reputation is the narcissist's ego. So just know that narcissists think they are superior to others. They think they are more important than others. They are entitled and boastful, very arrogant. Underneath the narcissist's grandiose exteriors and larger than life facade lies their greatest and deepest fears. The narcissist is flawed, illegitimate, and ordinary. And that's one of their greatest and deepest fears. For narcissists, attention is everything. Attention is like oxygen. Attention is food to the narcissist. Narcissists believe only special people get attention, and they believe they are special people. To narcissists, ordinary people, and ordinary people is almost everybody around them, they are not worthy of attention. So, being ordinary would leave them unworthy of the spotlight and left to suffocate. And that's why the narcissist needs to be the center of the universe. They want to be the focus of attention. They want to be on the limelight. They want to be on the spotlight. So despite this deep desire for connections and affirmation, narcissists also fear true intimacy. And why is it that one of the narcissist's biggest fears is intimacy? It's because intimacy requires vulnerability. Intimacy requires authenticity. Intimacy requires the ability to empathize. And these are areas where narcissists typically struggle. To be truly intimate with someone else, the narcissists will have to let their guard down and expose their true self, including their perceived flaws and weaknesses. And we all know that this is one of the most terrifying things in a narcissist's world. And they will never allow it to happen, because narcissists fear being truly seen by others. They lack empathy. They're incapable of forming love bonds. They're incapable of developing true intimacy with anyone. Deep down, narcissists are scared, frightened, fragile people. Aging, defeat, illness, or rejection and humiliation can shake the narcissist to their core. The narcissist fears rejection with all their heart. They despise to be rejected because it totally destabilizes the notion that they are the center of the world by invalidating them. The narcissist works very hard to keep up appearances, and they flat out any rejection because they don't want to be seen as inferior. And we know narcissists fear humiliation and embarrassment. They'll do anything to shift blame. Narcissists also fear failure. Failing to a narcissist will crush them. They always want to win. When they fail, they think they'll be exposed as ordinary, and to them, they believe they are extraordinary. Give and load the narcissist up with tasks that they are unable to finish, and this will erode their self-worth in the worst way. Narcissists believe they believe how they are viewed by others is that they are superior. They believe their image is everything. They believe that how they view themselves will shield them against realities of life that few of us or few of other people come to accept. Narcissists, they don't want to believe that they are not perfect. They don't want to believe that they have limitations. They don't want to believe that they cannot get everything they want. Narcissists they don't want to believe that there will always be someone younger, prettier, richer, or more successful. They don't want to believe that everybody will age at some point, and die. The narcissists cannot stand any indifference because it gives them no attention, admiration, or control of a person. Indifference will shock and horrify a narcissist because they see themselves as perfect. So, to the narcissists, their fear of indifference is why when you use the grey rock method, it can be so effective to the narcissist. Because going grey rock means you become indifferent. So if you give a narcissist no attention at all, no matter how awful they behave, you become boring and useless. Then they will fear that. The narcissists, as I already mentioned, they fear being exposed. The narcissist fears being seen as they truly are. When you expose them, you are reminding them of that they're abusive in front of other people. A narcissist fears exposure of the false self for what it is, that is false. Because they have created this fake person. So the narcissist fantasies that they possess unique characteristics and skills, which makes them superior to everyone else. They fear that being exposed. So exposure to a narcissist will be a significant narcissistic injury. And we know that with exposure comes humiliation. And there is nothing worse than humiliation to a narcissist. If you expose the narcissist, they believe they are finished. And that means the narcissist will fight you very hard if you try to expose them. When you expose a narcissist, it only means you're declaring war. Nobody will crush or trash your name much quicker than someone who's afraid you'll tell the truth about them. Narcissists are scared and they're fearful of not being special or unique. Being special or unique is a way of a narcissist asserting their superiority and affirming their worth. So if the narcissist is not exceptional, then in their view, they feel they are worthless or unimportant. The narcissist's identity is built around the idea that they are superior to others. And this self-perception is maintained by their belief in their own specialness and uniqueness. So, one reason why the narcissists fear not being special or unique is because they believe it would mean they are unimportant, unworthy, and even non-existent in the eyes of others. Narcissists also fear death. The fear of no longer existing weighs deeper on the narcissists than anybody else, than most people. Death reminds the narcissist that they aren't entitled enough to cheat death. Again, the narcissist has this fear of not being admired. The fear or the idea of being treated with disdain and disgust, the idea of not being the center of attention, is another way that erodes the narcissist's sense of well-being, and it makes them fragile and broken. Narcissists feed heavily on the admiration of others. Without other people, the narcissist is nothing. And that's why one of the biggest fears for narcissists is the complete lack of admiration from others. Narcissists also have this fear of loss of control. They need to feel in control of the environment. And if they are not in control of the environment, then that feeling of being unable to affect change and unable to control what happens to them reminds them of their childhood, and it can break their spirit. Narcissists need control to feel safe, and without being in control, they are scared. A narcissist needs to control everything. It's a defense mechanism against the underlying thoughts, underlying feelings, and emotions that they struggle with. So when the narcissist controls the environment, when they control the relationships, when they control perceptions that others have of them, then they can maintain the illusion of their grandiosity and perfection. The narcissist fears that without strict control over their world, they will be forced to confront the inadequacy they feel at their core. So in the narcissist's eyes, losing control means the collapse of the carefully constructed facade they've built to shield themselves from their perceived flaws and inadequacies. The narcissists have this fear of being abandoned. They rely heavily on others for validation and emotional support because they use it to uphold their grandiose self-image. So, to a narcissist, abandonment does not just mean being alone. It means losing a critical source of their self-esteem and self-worth. The narcissist fears that without others to reflect their carefully constructed image back at them, they'll have to face the painful thoughts, feelings, and emotions they have suppressed within themselves all alone. So another thing that narcissists really fear is being insulted. Narcissists are characterized by hypersensitivity to insults. And the mere thought of being verbally abused can be a source of great fear for them. Hypersensitivity means that they experience the sting of being insulted much more than the average person. They fear insults because it has a crushing blow to their already fragile self-esteem, and they'll brood and sulk over it for weeks. So, the narcissist also fears being called out for their lies. Remember, they are pathological liars. They are famous for lying or exaggerating certain things to make themselves appear more important or special or superior to others or impressive. Narcissists are selfish, self-absorbed, self-centered, egocentric, egotistic individuals. They are master manipulators. They are pathological liars. A narcissist is a con artist, a demon, a thief. A narcissist is a very arrogant individual. They focus on their own needs. It's always about themselves. It's about me with a narcissist. They take. The narcissist needs constant admiration, constant attention, constant validation, constant acknowledgement, reassurance, praise from you. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with someone who thinks they are more special, more important than you, than anybody else, than everyone. So, what are these manipulative tactics that narcissists use to hoover you back? Narcissists hoover you because they don't want you to be happy. If there's one thing the narcissist hates, is to see you happy, to see you successful. They don't want to see you moving on well with your life. They don't want to see you smiling, laughing. So they will hoover you. No matter how much you've healed, no matter how much you've moved on, the narcissist will try to hoover you back. They'll try to manipulate their way back into your life using any means necessary. Narcissists are allergic to other people's happiness. Narcissists are allergic to other people's joy, especially if they have already controlled and dominated these people. So when the narcissist has already controlled you and dominated you, they feel bad when you're happy and when you're joyful. Narcissists genuinely believe that all relationship problems are the other person's fault. They believe that all problems in that relationship is your fault. You are the one to be blamed for everything that goes wrong in that relationship. This shows a level of delusion on the part of the narcissist. It shows a lack of self-awareness on the part of the narcissist. Narcissists may also use therapy as a way to manipulate even the therapist and convince them of their version of reality, showing their confidence in their ability to gaslight. Remember, narcissists are masters of manipulation. When you decide to go for couples therapy with your narcissistic partner, it's like playing a guitar to goats. It is like walking on a tightrope made of barbed wire while holding two chainsaws that are running. Someone is definitely going to get hurt. And that person is not the narcissist. It's you. So when the narcissist promises to change, we call that future faking. Just know that they're trying to hoover you back. They're trying to manipulate you. They never stick to their promises. In a narcissistic relationship, the promise that they will change is the ultimate future faking. Narcissists may make fake promises. They may make tearful promises of change. But most likely, they will make the same mistakes with new victims after a rebranding campaign. They'll promise to change, but they'll still not change. A narcissist never changes. They hardly change. They'll commit to change, not for you, but to maintain the status quo that gives them power and control without a meaningful commitment to real change. A narcissist mobilizes flying monkeys so that they can maintain a narrative that deflects any blame and responsibility from them and places it on someone else. Narcissists will not take any blame. They are never taking responsibility. They'll never be accountable for anything that goes wrong. They'll never be accountable for their actions. If something goes wrong, they'll blame you. They'll blame their victim. So, healing from a narcissistic abuse is not easy, but time may be your greatest friend. Remember, narcissists are very charming and charismatic on the surface. It's a facade that can be very horrifying to witness. Narcissists will create a false narrative of the other partner as the problem. They will accuse you of being the problem. So, when you're dealing with a narcissist, just know you're dealing with a master manipulator. They'll try to manipulate you into taking them back. Narcissists will make promises of change to take you back, to make you take them back. They'll go to treatment. They'll use even new numbers or emails to reach you in an attempt to hoover you back when they see you that you're getting happy. So, after healing from narcissistic abuse, there are things you need to do. It's important to avoid engaging with the narcissist and keep your new relationship private. The narcissist may try to manipulate and dominate you again if they see that you are happy and thriving. But just know that couples therapy can sometimes be useful in addressing narcissistic abuse. Narcissistic partners can manipulate therapists and gaslight their partners. So just know that going for therapy with a narcissist is not a piece of cake. It might not even be efficient. Because the narcissistic partner will make it very difficult for couples therapy to be effective in addressing the dynamics of narcissistic abuse. And when you're dealing with a narcissist, just know they will manipulate even the flying monkeys. Narcissists will manipulate vulnerable people, specifically those flying monkeys, to maintain a twisted narrative and to paint themselves as victims in order to get them back, causing pain for those who consider the narcissist friends or trusted family. Now, when the narcissist future fakes you, when they give you false promises of change, don't fall for those false promises of change from this narcissist. Don't support their journey to change. All right? Don't let them manipulate you into staying in a damaging cycle. They are manipulative. They are manipulators. A narcissist will go to great lengths to manipulate and guilt trip you into taking them back. But it's very important to avoid engaging with the narcissist and focus on healing and thriving. Ignore the narcissist attempts to contact you. Keep new relationships private and don't underestimate the narcissist's desire for control. If there's one thing the narcissist needs most, is to control you, to control everything about you. Narcissists manipulate and gaslight their partners, and they make couples therapy very difficult and ineffective in addressing the abuse dynamics. The narcissist may use couples therapy to manipulate and control the narrative, to shift blame, and to justify leaving the relationship for someone else. Narcissists will manipulate, they'll promise to change, and they'll use therapy as a tool to maintain control and to avoid abandonment. The narcissist will deceive and manipulate by hiding their true behavior and by pretending to change in order to win you back. But rarely do narcissists make a genuine change in relationships. The narcissist will manipulate and make false promises of change to get you back. It is very important to not fall for it and support their journey to change on their own time. When you're dealing with a narcissist, just know that narcissists manipulate vulnerable people so that they can maintain a twisted narrative and so that they can paint themselves as victims in order to get those people back, oftenly causing pain and betrayal for those who trusted them. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two on the manipulative tactics narcissists use to hoover you back. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Share this video widely also to those who may need it. Thank you.